State lawmakers are back at the Capitol in Austin as the legislature's special session begins. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. Governor Abbott says there are 18 agenda items that he wants talked about over the next 30 days. Fox 4's Stephen Dial is in Austin with a look at some of the governor's top priorities. Stephen.
Today, lawmakers remembered the victims of the Hill Country flood and wore green for the victims from Camp Mystic. But today also started the bell for fights on multiple other issues like THC and redistricting.
The late July special session is now underway. Top of mind, the victims from the 4th of July flood in Central Texas.
Give comfort for those grieving and mourning the loss. Provide strength for those families still waiting on an answer.
Lawmakers wore green in memory of the victims from Camp Mystic. We spoke to a North Texas Republican and Democrat about how the legislature might go about adding safety measures.
Do you think a siren is the best solution or one of the best solutions for this response to the flood?
Probably a combination of several things, and they may apply not just to flooding but to any natural disasters, whether it be tornado, hurricane, wildfires, or anything of that sort. And I know from living in a rural community, we rely on that information.
That we take steps to see that future tragedies do not cause that level of loss of life. But the truth is, Greg Abbott has the power as governor to provide immediate relief to the Texas Hill Country. He should have done that already. He has used his budget authority many times in the past to do just that.
The governor of Texas has the sole authority of setting the agenda for a special session. Although flood response has dominated the news cycle, congressional redistricting has the potential to shake up Congress. President Trump wants state lawmakers to redraw districts to add as many as 5 Republican seats.
What's happening is Greg Abbott is surrendering our state away to Donald Trump.
Multiple North Texas lawmakers were appointed to the Congressional Redistricting Committee. It includes Arlington Democrat Chris Turner and Jacksboro Republican David Spiller.
President Trump said he thinks he can pick up 5 seats in Texas. Should it be that way?
Have no idea. We haven't looked at any of that data.
Why do you think redistricting is needed right now?
Well, I think we're going to determine that when we have these hearings. I know the governor put it on the call. That's why we're handling it. I think that we'll listen to a lot of testimony from a lot of folks.
So the fact that he's asking the legislature to do in the special session really is unfortunately window dressing for his real objective, which is to do what Donald Trump is telling him to do on congressional redistricting. And that's a real shame to use that tragedy for that purpose.
The House does not return to the floor until Thursday, but now the committee process begins. The first hearing for flood response will be on Wednesday. I'm told there could be a redistricting hearing later this week, and we have to see when the first THC hearing will be.
All right, Stephen Dial live. Thank you.